Okay guys, I've got a 1 pound Harbor Freight, not Harbor Freight, a National Geographic tumbler barrel open, and I'm pretty excited. This is a new rock I just found last week. Was not planning on finding it. It looked cool, and I've done some research on it, and it is Gneiss. It's a kind of Gneiss, and it is full of Feldspar and Quartz. So it looks a lot like peach moonstone, but it's just this peach colored rock with lots of quartz veins in it. I don't know if it's going to tumble very well. I think it will. I'm sure the quartz will. Feldspar can be tricky. But we're just going to go ahead and try it. It's always fun to see some that I've found myself. And so we're going to try and tumble Gneiss. G-N-E-I-S-S, if you're wondering what I'm saying. So we're just going to load the barrel up here about 2/3. Put this big piece in just to get it started. And fill the rest with little pieces. That one's probably too big. So that looks good. I'm going to go fill it with water and be right back. Okay, so as you can see, we've put water just below the top of the rocks. This is just a 1 pound barrel, so I'm going to run 1 tablespoon of silicon carbide grit. Let me get that out here. Now the 1 pound Harbor Freight is usually, Harbor Freight, I keep saying that. The 1 pound National Geographic is faster than the other bigger National Geographics. And so I have another video on how to slow those down. So I am currently running this at the same speed as the bigger National Geographics, the Pro models. This is the one we're going to be running on. But that means I run these in sets of 3 days. So I'm going to put this on the tumbler, run it for 3 days, and then we're going to check on them and show you what they look like then. Thanks. Okay guys, we're at our first 3-day checkup of the Gneiss. And it already appears like I used maybe too much water. Either that or we've lost a ton of volume. Those of you who watched this before know that this is just a shop sink hooked up to a hose and the water gets caught in a 5-gallon bucket. We've definitely rounded things off nicely. Obviously nothing's going to be done yet. But it appears that it will end up working nicely. Does appear to be quite hard. So nothing's going to be done this week. We are going to have enough room in the barrel, I think, to add maybe 1 or 2 small pieces. But yeah, for the first time, it looks like all the real harsh edges have been removed. So we'll check back in 3 days. Okay guys, it's been 3 more days on the Gneiss. It's looking real nice and pretty. Pun intended. So we still got quite a ways, but it's definitely smooth and nice. Some of these little ones are getting real close. Like 3 more days, that one will be ready. A couple more here. That one's getting close too, but still not quite. Got issues right here and here. Big issue on that one. But they are coming along. I'll see. I don't think any will be done, so we're just going to reload for 3 more days. Alright guys, it's been 3 more days on our Gneiss. Okay. So we're still coming along nicely, but still not there on this rock. Real close on this one, but not quite perfect. 2 more. This one's still got some issues here. Same with a big issue right here. So, again, I'll be really surprised if anything's done. But if there is something done, we'll come back and show you. Otherwise, we're reloading for 3 days. Okay, guys, it's been 3 days on our Gneiss. Take a look at our big piece. It is getting very nicely rounded. We've still got a little problem right here. A big problem right here that's probably not going to get worked completely out before I'm done, but got a problem here, so we're going to keep it tumbling. Problem right here. But it's looking good. That piece still has a problem right there. It's really pretty though. This one's got a big problem right there. Big problem right there. You can see, yeah, another one on this side. Huge problems right here. So I'll look through the rest. If there are any done, which I'll be surprised, we'll come back and show you. Okay, we did have 1 piece done. Really pretty one. Lots of quartz in there, so I know the quartz is going to shine up real good. I have no idea on the peach colored stuff, but we'll find out in a couple months. I'm going to reload for 3 days. Okay guys, it's been 4 days actually on our Gneiss. See how it's doing. Okay. Take a look at our big piece here. Still looking good. Still not close. Really hard rock. This piece is working on a little chip spot here. There's going to be a lot of that in this just because Feldspar is common to have chipping and cracks. Okay, I was wrong. We have 4 little pieces done. Got one here. Pretty pieces. Good mix of the quartz and the Feldspar material. So we're going to put these in to stage 2, and then we're going to add some new ones into stage 1 and reload for 3 days. Okay guys, it's been 3 days on our Gneiss. Same with that piece. Let's see, I think this one was a new piece. I don't remember for sure. But it's got a long ways to go. That one has a ton of quartz. A little less of the Feldspar. And then one that I think was new. So, if there were any, we'll show you. Otherwise, we're just going to reload. Okay, so we had one piece done, and it's almost completely quartz. So, we'll see you in 3 days. Okay guys, it's been 4 days on the Gneiss. Really pretty piece here, with some major issues still. Same here. So, I'll look through. If there's any done, we'll show you. Otherwise, same as always, reload. Okay, so this is looking a lot better, I would say, but still has a little ways to go. Got a big problem right there still. Another one right here. I'm never going to get this kind of rock perfect, I don't think. So this one's really getting close, but I'm going to keep it going. Huge issue right there. Otherwise that piece would also be close. So I have 2 pieces done. Like I said, these pieces are never going to get perfect just because of the kind of rock they are. But so I've got a few little marks on the back sides of these, but they're mostly really smooth. So we're going to move them on and then reload. Okay guys, we're doing a 3-day check on Gneiss. It kind of sucked into a vacuum there. Okay. The big piece we added just last week. It has a miles to go. So this one, I think I'm going to move on. These are never going to get completely gone because that's softer rock. But it's nice enough. It's smooth in general. These rocks I've found are never going to be perfect, but I like how that one's looking. Okay, I called 2 more good. This one is mostly quartz. And again, not perfect, but it's got the nice shape I'm looking for. So, I'm going to reload. We're going to have to add quite a few this time and go for another 3 days. Okay guys, it's time for our checkup. So, definitely getting some more rounded pieces, but that one's not ready. This piece is going to be ready. Yeah, I think I'm going to move that one on. This one I'm going to run probably for 1 more cycle. It's getting close, but still has a few big holes I don't like, especially right there. So we'll go through the rest of these off camera, show you any others that were done. Okay, so we only had 2 others done. Just small pieces here. So we're going to reload, go for 3 more days. Okay guys, it's been 3 days. All right. We got some real pretty pieces here. This one's not close to ready. Got some big issues right here. And this piece is ready to move on. So set that aside. Another one with a lot of pink. Still has a big issue right here. I'd like to get that rounded off a little bit better. Okay guys, it's time to check up on these. That's interesting. Got some stuck to the bottom. I'm gonna keep that one going another cycle. This one's coming along nicely, but I'm gonna go another cycle as well. Same here, I just don't like that huge hole. Now this piece, I'm gonna move on to stage 2. So, we'll look through here. If there's any more, I'm gonna show you. Otherwise, we're gonna reload. We are getting close to being done with our rough, so this batch may have only another couple cycles. We'll see. Maybe 3, maybe 4, but we do not have a whole lot more rough to go before we move on to step 2. Okay guys, it's time to check on these rocks. It has actually been 7 days. Due to some busy parts of life, I slowed my National Geographic tumblers down to the same speed as normal tumblers, so I only check them every 7 days for the next little while. I do have a video on my page if you're interested in learning how to slow those down. It's very simple, but I just don't have time to check them every 3 days right now, so we're doing 7 days. Geez, I had a lot of air in it from my hose. So this is all the rest of the rough of the Gneiss. So as soon as these are done, everything's going to be done. I don't think that one's done. That one's not. That one's close, but not quite. So I'm most likely going to reload all of these. I may not have enough in the tumbler. I may even have to use a different, just some filler rocks from some other batches. We'll see here. But it looks like I am going to run this at least one more cycle, maybe even more. And then we'll be ready to move on to stage 2. Okay guys, it's been 7 days in our Gneiss. Theoretically could be our last 7-day cycle. That one's just not quite ready. Yeah, they're all close, but just not quite there. So I'm going to reload this. Just as you can see, these are just the ones we're running just to help fill the barrel with some petrified wood. That's kind of cool. But we're going to reload this, run for 7 more days, and then we'll most likely be completely done. Okay, it's been 7 more days. We might be done with stage 1. Alright. So that piece is pretty good, how I like it. That one looks much better. That one looks much better. So I'm going to say, based on these, we're most likely Gonna be moving on to stage 2. But I'll look at the rest off camera here and then make a decision and get back to you. Okay, so we are ready to move on. This is our entire batch. It's not a ton. Once everything's tumbled, it's not as much as I thought, but we're gonna move on to stage 2 in the vibratory tumbler. Okay guys, we're ready to start loading our Gneiss into step 2. This is everything we finished in stage 1. It's not gonna be a huge batch. This was one of the trash pieces that I always run just to help with stage 1, but it looked pretty cool. Just a little piece of amethyst. So we're going to run it with it as well. So there is really not a lot here, so we're going to have to add a lot of ceramic media here. I like to run my vibratory pretty full. In fact, I've got some new ceramics here. This is a good chance to start some new big ones. All of them in. And the rest are just mixtures of sizes that have ran a bunch of times. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go and wet all these rocks down and then completely pour all the water that's left out. And that will give me about how much water I want in the bowl, so I'll be right back. Okay, so everything is wet now. Got the bowl loaded up. I'm going to start and run it just for a few seconds just to let everything mix up and see if I have enough ceramic. I think the level there looks pretty good. So we are going to put in 2 scoops of 220 silicon carbide. And then I'm just going to let this run for 2 days, checking every 12 hours to see if I need to add a little bit of water. Okay guys, we finished stage 2. We ran for 2 days. I never ended up having to add any water. Stayed really moist, which isn't real surprising because it wasn't a very big batch. So we're gonna load for stage 3. I did hand clean each rock, cleaned off all my ceramics and just put them back in here. So for stage 3, I'm gonna run just a tablespoon of borax in there. And then we're gonna do a tablespoon of 500 aluminum oxide. I'm just going to turn it on, make sure everything's moving okay. It looks perfect, so we're going to do this stage the exact same way. 2 days, I'm going to check it at least every 12 hours and spray a few squirts of water if it's feeling dry. Okay guys, so our Gneiss is done with stage 3. Just like stage 2, I did not have to add any water the whole time. So these just came out. I cleaned them off all really good by hand and then ran them through a 10-minute cycle in my sonic cleaner. And you can see we got a little bit of sheen, I might say. Not really a shine, but I don't expect that after this stage. So we're going to go ahead and head out and load up for final polish. Okay, so we have all of our rocks wet, loaded up just like normal. So this batch, we're going to do 1 tablespoon of borax again, just like in stage 3. And then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of aluminum oxide polish. And like normal, I'm just going to start it for a minute. Looks looks like we've got really good movement. So this batch, I'm going to run this one for 3 days. Same as always, checking every 12 hours to see if we need to add water. So we'll check back then. Okay, so we just got everything out of the sonic cleaner after final polish. And they're still really wet, so we're going to let these dry for a while and see if we got, I know they're shiny, but we'll get a closer look and a better look at the final batch. But I just ran these with a little bit of borax in the sonic cleaner for 15 minutes. These have so many cracks, it really helps to get most of the polish out. And I think they're gonna look pretty cool. Okay guys, we are finally done with our Gneiss. This is a Gneiss that's made up of mostly Quartz and Feldspar. The orange is the Feldspar, and then obviously the Quartz. These rocks I think are really cool. For one, I dug them up myself, and for two, these are some of the oldest rocks you can find anywhere. Some of the oldest rocks in my home state of Utah. These are part of the Farmington Canyon Complex for whoever's interested in geology, but they are 2.4 or 2.5 billion years old. So it's really pretty cool. They didn't turn out like a smooth, perfectly shiny piece of agate, which I expected. I said that from the very start. Feldspar rarely does anyway. But they did polish up nice and have some really cool ones. This is by far the best one though. I love this piece. The peach was a little bit darker than some of the others. Another piece of that, a little darker. Some of them, I mean, just like I expected when we were getting them out of stage 1. Tumbling is always hard on Feldspar. Not that it wasn't fractured and looking similar to begin with. Lots of quartz in that piece. So we won't go through every single piece. A lot of them are pretty similar. Maybe some of the unique ones. That one took a pretty good beating. There's a piece that was mostly quartz. Quartz always polishes up real nice. And this one looks pretty nice too, I think. So, there's some unique rocks. There's some cool rocks. I just like that they're old. I've never seen something quite like these tumbled. I'm sure someone else has tumbled these same things. I just haven't seen it. Everything went pretty smooth. There was nothing real crazy. Here was that little tiny piece of amethyst we threw in with it. Took decent polish there. A couple more that have some unique, excuse my dirty mechanic hands. Really like the peach color. It looks very, very similar to peach moonstone. But thanks so much for watching. I'd love to know what you think, and have a good day.